It looked like you were going into this kind of a shrine to hockey.
Built in 1967, you know, it had these sort of a Roman column effect from the outside, long, squat, white building.
Like I said, it was perfect when it was in the wintertime. It looked great. With the white snow and then the white fortress.
It was so simple, Met Center. It wasn't fancy.
For me, being a little kid, it was like going to a cathedral.
That was a big part of it. It was the whole walk up to it. That was the best part of it.
It was terrific.
The word that comes to mind is lawless. It was lawless.
I don't know. I think it held less than 16,000 people, 15 and a bit.
Nobody checked for an ID at the damn concession stand.
It got loud.
Beer drinking, hell raising.
If you ask a player, you know, do you hear the fans yelling and screaming? And you know, some will say, "Oh no, I don't. I tune them out." You could not tune it out at the Met Center. It was loud.
I remember the tailgaters.
My brother once put a full bottle of Jack Daniels down the leg of his pants.
Only Minnesota with a tailgate for a hockey game in the winter.
Here's my brother, who's not 21 years old. He's swinging the bottle of Jack Daniels above his head during the national anthem. The 83-year-old security guard walks up to him and simply says, "You need to put that down." Never asked him for ID, never asked him for anything.
Every seat in the building had a great view, and you weren't very far, even the upper level seats, the upper rows, you're not that far up from the ice surface.
And those of you who are old enough would definitely remember the color scheme of the chairs there.
Yellow,
It was the seats.
green,
Had the goofy colored seats.
black, and white.
You might see a couple of black seats, and then a green seat, and a yellow seat,
You know, the multicolored seats.
and a white seat.
One of my favorite places to be, Met Center, was a beautiful thing.
So it was this hodgepodge of stuff.
And so the gimmick was a kid is like, what color am I going to get? So it's almost like you wager, like, am I going to get the yellow or green or the white one?
When you looked at a game on television, even if there weren't very many people there, it looked still like it was, you know, probably a decent crowd because you couldn't tell what was seats and what weren't seats.
The old colored seats, I remember it, and were a little dated.
Seat covers were changed and in the stands, and a lot of changes in the Met.
Most players, when they came into that building, loved to play there because the ice was the best.
I mean, it stayed chilly in there. You didn't have to really freeze it too much.
The ice was fantastic.
Basically, it means that when the players skated on the ice, they felt like it was smooth, and when they were passing the puck didn't bounce.
I mean, what's not to love about that building? Now, it did need more than a coat of paint as time went on.
Because it was, frankly, not in great shape.
The only thing you don't love is we didn't have enough seats or suites.
And remember, this is an era when there were no private suites.
There were some at one end, but not nearly as many as what were going to be required for a competitive NHL team by the late 80s and early 90s.
You needed a place to play where you could leverage the revenue streams.